another windy Maranatha. We have the SMK Supergrade SYNXS 19-36 today. Quite a name for a gun. It is 108 centimeters long. The barrel is 47 centimeters with your usual fibre optic at the front and an adjustable one at the rear. The standard 11mm rail for your scope. Some stippling here on the main part of the gun. A two-stage adjustable trigger with a manual safety just in there. Some stippling around the trigger area where you hold, and a rather unusual stock, which I don't think I'm that keen on, but it's different. Quite a small butt at the end there as well. Today's pellets will be the Bisley Practice range ones, which are made just around the corner from where I live. Did try a few pellets, did seem to be a bit pellet fussy, but we settled on these in the end. The budgets that I've got. Don't seem to ever be able to escape the wind here. Bit of a wind trap, and so it is blowing straight through the tunnel into my face. So there might be a bit of a drop off. But it didn't seem to affect us too much at 20 yards. Some okay grouping there, and the same for 30. You see one of our bowls, despite having water in it, has been blown over. And I suppose even at 40, if you disregard that horrendous shot that I made to the right, even there it was pretty good. So not expecting too many troubles in hitting things. As I'm going to allude to later in the conclusion, the gun doesn't shoulder very well, especially in freehand. But even so, the mechanics of it are so good that I'm able to hit these really easy. One thing I will say is choosing these milk cartons was a mistake because the pellets are just going through them. Again, I'm finding the gun dead accurate, and yeah, no problems hitting anything at all. I'm very confident. Could shoot all day, not gonna miss, I don't think. And again, the only issue really is the shouldering, but everything else about this gun I really like. address the elephant in the room straight away. That's the stock, the rather hideous looking stock, and it's not just aesthetically unpleasing, it's also not particularly nice in the shoulder. I found the gun difficult to shoulder and never was truly, even after an hour and a half of shooting, in a comfortable position with the gun. The butt pad itself is quite narrow, it's quite short, and at a shape that doesn't shoulder or fit into my shoulder particularly well. Also the rubber that goes around it's a little thin, and so it feels hard. It's just uncomfortable. The gun, in terms of noise, has a bit of a tinny twang to it as well. It's not the most pleasing noise. It isn't terrible, but related to my other guns, it definitely isn't my favourite. A little light in the hand, but what I will say is the balance is really nice. And when you do finally navigate the shoulder issues, you can hold the shot quite nicely, and eventually. The trigger is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Two-stage adjustable, can't see any reason why you'd want to adjust it, or certainly how it's come to me, and I'm guessing this is just your factory settings are pretty standard. It is literally one stage, bang, you're there. There doesn't seem to be any creep, any delay, whatever you want to call it. It really is good, and that aids the accuracy. The only thing I say about the accuracy of the gun is it did seem a bit pellet fussy, but I should add that I've not had this gun that long, whereas a lot of the other guns I've shot I've had for maybe a year. So this has only had about 200-300 pellets through it. But if you aren't finding this gun accurate, just change the pellets, because it is accurate, and probably a lot more accurate than I made it look when I was doing the target shooting at the beginning of the day. I also wasn't very well, did this yesterday, and it wasn't that well yesterday, very windy. And it took me a bit of time to get going, so by the time I got to the cans I started to feel like I was able to shoot the gun at a higher level, but it is very accurate, and I never thought I was going to miss when I was shooting the tin cans. So it's a bit of an anomaly, this gun, because it's almost like they've glued two guns together, and this bit is fantastic, and this bit is, well, to be honest with you, horrendous. I don't like this bit at all. I guess I like it because it's different, and there ain't many stocks that look like this, but I think there's pretty good reason as to why stocks don't look like this, because it doesn't work. For £100 I paid, I'm obviously delighted. The cheap meister, I'm always getting things cheap. That's my game. But if I was an enthusiast that really wanted to get the best out of this gun, the first thing I would do is take all the inners out and put it in another stock.